Hello, everybody. It's the 17th of July, 2014, and I decided to do another Rocky Top, Tennessee video. I had been down to Rocky Top at the Cracker Barrel, and it was such a beautiful day, I decided to hook my GoPro camera to the hood of my pickup truck and video from this location in Rocky Top to Jacksboro in a roundabout way of getting to Jacksboro on the Interstate 75 North, exit at Caryville, and then I came on the Butter and Egg Road to Jacksboro. As I said, this is recorded with a GoPro Hero 3 Black, a 3 Plus Black edition. I'm recording this video at 1080p 60, and the reason I decided to try the 1080p 60 is I wanted to slow it down just a bit, which I did. This video was about 20 minutes. It took me about 20 minutes to go from Rocky Top to Jacksboro, and this video is like 28 minutes long, so I extended the length to slow it down just a little until as I travel down the road you could get a better look at the countryside. What I'm doing, I'm going down here. I'll show you one of the exits. It's one of the best exits on Interstate 75 because I'm going to go north on Interstate 75, but on this on-ramp I could stay in that lane and go down to the other end of Rocky Top and exit. I don't know when the people will start building this area up, whoever those people are. And as I've said before, I have no inside information on any of this stuff. This is just a hobby of mine. And now that everybody's talking about Lake City being renamed Rocky Top, I figured it was a good time to do some videos whenever I had a chance. And as you can see, the cold front came into East Tennessee after the storms passed through, and everything is clear as it can be. In fact, the weather in July, the last couple of days, reminded me of fall temperatures when the leaves start to change. I think last night the temperature got down into the 50s, which is great sleeping weather. But look at those Cumberland Mountains off in the distance and the clouds. You can't beat these GoPro cameras for clarity, for the money. To get video quality like this with another camera, because this is broadcast quality, you would need a high-end camera. Of course, there is a trade-off when you use a GoPro. I've mentioned this before, but in case this is one of my first videos you've ever watched, the GoPro sound quality, the little microphone that's built into the GoPro is not all that great, and you get a little bit of a fisheye effect, not so much in the 1080p wide, which I'm using. I'm using 1080p wide 60 frames per second. You can set it on 1080p super, which would give you a little wider field of view, but it would even be a more fisheye effect than what you can see. For all practical purposes, the only time you really see the fisheye effect is if you're near a lamp post or something that's fairly straight. You'll see a slight curvature in the video. But I've been real pleased with this GoPro. They've been around for a while, but they've improved it somewhat. And the one I have is the GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black Edition. This camera has a lot of settings that I have not used yet. And the sound that you're hearing is from my computer room. I'm using a Sennheiser 421 broadcast microphone, running it into my desktop, and I'm watching the video in my editor as I record the audio into an audio program that I have. And then what I'll do at the end of this, see, you could see a little bit of a curvature in that bridge we went under. When I finish this audio, I'll pull it up into my editor and bring them together. The exactness when you're doing just kind of a voiceover like this is not that critical. The only time that it really becomes critical is if you're using a separate audio source when you're speaking in front of the GoPro, because you need to coordinate those until it doesn't look like that your mouth is moving before you start to talk, which it's simple to do. You just slap your hands like that and it puts a spike on the audio as well as the audio portion of the video, and you can bring them together. There's A&S Steel off to the right. We're going north on Interstate 75 from Rocky Top. We're on our way to Jacksboro, Tennessee, and I'll exit up here at Caryville Cove Lake exit. I'll turn left, go over the bridge. You'll be able to see Caryville to the left. We're going under the CSX Railroad right here. You'll see Caryville off to the left. Then we'll go on up 63, the old road that used to go to Oneida, Huntsville and Oneida area. But we'll cut right and go under Interstate 75 on the Butter and Egg Road. And we'll come out at the traffic light there on 25W in Jacksboro. We'll cross that and go through the city of Jacksboro, and that's where I'll end this video. It's not an exact time, but when I left the Cracker Barrel, I checked my time, and then when I got into Jacksboro, I checked my time, and I think my total travel time was like 20 minutes. And when I pulled the video up into the editor, I extended it about 10 minutes to not kind of, but to slow the video down. And shooting this thing at 60 frames per second, it makes the scenery on the side, like, you probably can read those signs a lot better than if I had it going at the regular speed that I recorded it at. That's why I use the 60 frames per second, because the higher the frame rate, the easier it is to slow down your video in the editor. I didn't slow it down to the point to where it would be too slow motion, but enough till you could probably read these signs. It's a beautiful day. I didn't check the temperature. I don't know what the temperature is today, but I know it's pleasant. My truck doesn't have air conditioning, and I had my back window open and the side window on the driver's side slightly open, and it was comfortable. I'll tell you, this is beautiful country. If you happen to be watching this video and you're associated with Rocky Top, I'm sure if you're associated to the point where you've invested money, you've been in this area. But if you happen to be someone who's associated with it, but you haven't been in the area yet, you might pass this video along to your folks and let them watch it. And plus, it would give me some extra views on YouTube. And I'm just doing this as a hobby. Okay. I had a moment of silence there because I said something that, nothing incriminating. I just gave out some information that might be proprietary, so I blocked it. We're off of 75 to the left there, and I wish I had photographed that. There was a school, Caryville Middle School, or Caryville Grammar School, set there at the left. And it was a landmark, but here a couple of years ago they sold the property and tore the school down. I wish I'd have gotten some video of that, but I didn't. You can't get it all, you know. There's so much going on. Up Interstate 75 to the north, the next exit up, which is a Caryville exit number 2, a couple of weeks ago they had a fireworks store that burned, and I sure would have liked to have gotten that on my GoPro. Someone happened to video it with their cell phone, and it was a pretty good video. But if I'd had my tripod and this GoPro up there, I could have really gotten a good news item out of that. That's why I always tell everybody they need to carry a video camera with them. I have a friend on Facebook who was coming down this Interstate 75 and observed some, I imagine they were National Guard vehicles going somewhere for training, but he was videoing them from his automobile as he went by and was talking about the movie Red Dawn. And I noticed he linked me some way because I got an email message. Someone sent it to me, so I posted it on my Campbell County, Tennessee history page. And the other day, or yesterday, I checked his Facebook site, and that video of his had already been shared like over 5,000 times. I can only imagine getting a video that would be that popular. I have never had a video on Facebook that generated that much excitement. I wish I could get one. Well, I have one video that's approaching 100,000 views. Ron Broyles and I did it years ago, talking about Richard Feynman's book, Surely You're Joking, Mr. Feynman. Excuse me. But give me some water here. We're on the butter and egg road. This road is like being on a roller coaster on down here. Back before they had a lot of houses, people would ride this road and try to get up enough speed till their car would jump over. I never did do that, but I have heard people talk about when they were young and foolish doing things like that on this road. As this video is compiling and I'm doing the audio, I'm looking at a screen that's playing it back to me in high def, and it looks like the slow motion that I did on this video was just enough to really bring out the left and right hand side of the road. The way I do this, I ordered a little unit that has a couple of suction cups on it, and I place my camera in a holder and I can put it on my window. I could put it on the side of the vehicle. For a while I was putting it on the window, and when I was using a regular format camera, it didn't pick up the vehicle that much. But the wide angle of this GoPro, if I put it on the window, at least 20% of the screen is taken up with the hood of my truck. So I got these suction cups and I have it sitting right on the end of the hood. But I don't trust the suction cups, and I've got a nylon rope hooked to my grill that I wrap around my camera in case the suction cups give way. I won't lose my camera. Look at that sky. Beautiful. It's a beautiful field to the right there. This area all in here is just, I mean, it's beautiful. When you watch these videos that are real clear like this one, it makes you really appreciate the beauty of Campbell County. Rocky Top is in Anderson County, but when you leave Rocky Top, just on the outskirts of town, you're in Campbell County. So Rocky Top is a border town, border between Anderson County and Campbell County. And East Tennessee, on Interstate 75, Rocky Top, approximately 35 miles from Knoxville north on I-75. On one of my other videos, I mentioned that during the 1982 World's Fair, most of the people were talking about Knoxville and the proximity of Knoxville to most of the population in the United States, excluding California. We are within 500 miles of most of the people that live in the United States. So it's easy to understand why the promoters of Rocky Top would come into this area. But it's not surprising to me. And if you talk to anybody that knows me, that knew me back when I came out of the military and I worked in radio, I was telling people back in the 60s, with the proximity of Norris Lake and the beauty of this area, we could have been what Branson, Missouri is today. In fact, we would have even been bigger than Branson. And who knows, maybe Rocky Top, Tennessee will open the area up. And anything that occurs down there in Anderson County, will spill over. Look at this area. If you've never been to this area, Campbell County, and you're watching this video, this GoPro camera is giving a lot of justice to the scenery. The perspective is not totally accurate, but it's close enough that you can get an idea of the beauty of this place. We have the Cumberland Trail that comes down that mountain, the Cumberland Mountains there to the left. Cumberland Gap is just up the road 30 or 40 miles. And the Cumberland Trail will come down through that area. Parts of the Cumberland Trail, I don't know if all of it is complete or not, but you can do a Google search. They have a website. But if you like to hike or water sports, this place is, to me, it's probably one of the finest places in the state of Tennessee for development. Now, some people, are not interested in having development come in, and I can understand that, because anytime you do a lot of development, you bring a lot of people in. It's just like Norris Lake. During the season, you can go down to Walmart, and the parking lot is full of out-of-state license plates. People in there stocking up. you can see a little bit of a curvature, and the reason that is because the GoPro was designed for action video. And to me, there is nothing out there right now on the market that will compare to it. But to have the best of both worlds, the lens is kind of curved, which gives it the ability to get a wide angle. And anytime you do that, see that telephone pole right there? Watch this one. It's got a slight curve in it. See? Now, if I had it on 1080p super wide, it would have even more of a fisheye effect than it has right now. But I'm perfectly satisfied with that. It doesn't bother me because when you consider the clarity of the video, it's worth it. It's a trade-off, but with this camera you can set it on 720p 120, and you could throw it up in the air and slow it down and it would see everything. If you've been on YouTube a lot, there's a lot of professionals out there, motorcycle people like this guy in front of me, and surfboarders, skydivers, skiers. They have recorded some video that's just, it's unreal. I have been promised that by a friend that they will let me connect my GoPro to their airplane and let me do a video from their airplane. So I have the equipment now. I had to order a different clamp to go on a part of the airplane, and I have that now. So if I can find a day like this, which is convenient to the person who owns the airplane, I would like to have two of these cameras, one to post outside and one to post inside. We're in Jacksboro. We're getting ready to end this video. I pull over at an old gas station that's been empty for years and years up here and to the right. That's the Jacksboro Baptist Church in front there to the right. Well, thank you all very much for listening to my video, and if you happen to know anybody that's associated with Rocky Top, pass this video along to them, especially if they've never been in the area before. Have a good day. We'll see you. So long, everybody. Bye-bye.